Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning as we celebrate the graduation of Detention Officer Basic Class 25C 111. Excuse me. My name is Chuck Bain, and it's my honor to serve as both the director of the Law Enforcement Academy and to serve as your MC for today's ceremony. As a reminder, we are streaming today's ceremony live for those to view who are unable to join us here in person today. Now, the number 25C 111 holds significance. 25 represents the year, C signifies it's the third and final Detention Officer Basic of 2025, and 111 denotes that this class is the 111th graduating Detention Officer Basic from our academy. Our ceremony is steeped in history and tradition. Veteran detention officers who began their careers in Wyoming and graduated from our academy have shared the same sense of accomplishment and perhaps even the relief felt by today's graduates. Detention officer training basic graduation marks a time of transition for these officers as they begin their careers in the field of detention. This transition takes them from being an individual contributor to being a public servant focused on others. The transition process is not easy, and as such, these graduates have every right to be proud of their hard work and accomplishments, which are necessary to complete this basic course. But this ceremony is not just about the graduates. It is also an expression of thanks to their families and administrators who have supported them during their absence. We welcome your participation in today's ceremonies with yells or cheers as we celebrate the success of these students. It is more than appropriate to share in the overwhelming pride, honor, and joy that will be felt within this room today. Would you please stand and welcome Detention Officer Basic Class 25C 111. Class, please come forward. Audience, I would ask that you please remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation. This class has selected their classmates who are military veterans to lead us in the pledge. Veterans? We are pleased to have Ed Davis, President of the Wyoming Law Enforcement Chaplains Association, with us to deliver today's invocation. Chaplain Davis.
Let us pray. First, I want to say welcome, graduates. Welcome, distinguished guests, families, and members. It is indeed a great day. Let's pray. Father in heaven, we ask that you protect these detention officers from malicious intent of any inmates inside or outside the detention centers. Give them the grace to always be alert and aware of their surroundings. We pray that no attempt to escape prison shall occur. Please help us ensure that such a thing won't happen. Keep them safe along with the staff and the administrators. Father in heaven, we pray that you use them as an instrument through the job of being a detention officer by making sure that justice is indeed served to all. Give them the grace to be faithful in the work these officers do. Father in heaven, help them to be excellent in their work as a detention officer, knowing that they are working for you. Give them the grace to always strive to glorify you in a work, and that their work shall also be a good example towards their colleagues. Give them the grace to always uphold honesty, uprightness, and integrity as a detention officer. Strengthen these officers and their families this day and days to come. And it's in his name we pray. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Chaplain Davis. At this time, allow me a moment to introduce a few of the people that are sitting before you today. The gentleman immediately to my right, I'll introduce him in just a moment. You've met Chaplain Davis. Next to him is Robert Terry, who's the Executive Director of the Wyoming Peace Officer Standards and Training, followed up by Jesse Curtis, who is our Deputy Director, followed up with Warren Steele, who is our Training Manager here at the Academy. No organization can or would be successful without support from behind the scenes, and our Academy is no exception. Our staff members are what make basic training possible and highly effective. As I speak, 3 of our most vital service sections remain at work elsewhere in our facility, and it is their collective efforts that contribute and ensure the quality of our ceremony today. These sections include our food service, our custodial, and our maintenance staff. Even though they can't be present with us right now, would you please offer a round of applause for their hard work and dedication? Our office section is known for its dedication and efficiency. Without them, we could not accomplish our mission. Office staff with us today, please stand and be recognized. Our instructional staff is the final section of today's ceremony. This group of dedicated people not only instruct a wide variety of subjects, but they serve as team leaders, coaches, and coordinators. Instructional staff, please stand and be recognized. At this point in the ceremony, I would like those county sheriffs that are attending the ceremony today to please stand and be recognized. It is not easy for these administrators to clear their busy schedules and personally attend their deputies' graduations. Thank you, sheriffs, for your support of your students. Finally, I would like to extend a recognition to departments, command staff, middle managers, frontline supervisors, and law enforcement colleagues who are in our audience today. Anyone representing a law enforcement agency, please stand. It is now my pleasure, excuse me, to introduce to you our keynote speaker for today's ceremony. He asked that I keep this brief, so it is a little bit. Moved to Big Piney, Wyoming in 1984 and graduated from high school, then went on to college to pursue a degree in criminal justice. In 1998, he was hired by the Mojave County Sheriff's Office in Arizona and is a graduate of the Arizona Law Enforcement Academy in Phoenix in 1999. He spent 4 years working as a deputy sheriff for that agency. Sublette County called him back home in 2003 and hired him as an investigator and tasked him with creating the county's first narcotics task force, which continues to this day. After a 5-year career with the sheriff's office, he took a break and worked in the gas field. In 2016, many of his former coworkers asked him to come back to serve as sheriff. The Sublette County Commissioners appointed him shortly thereafter, and he has since been twice reelected to that position. It is my honor to introduce the keynote speaker, Sublette County Sheriff Casey Lair.
Thank you, Director Bain. I appreciate that. So to the Academy staff, law enforcement officials, family, and to our cadets, good morning. I always feel inferior being up here with this cadre of men. The facial hair is very immense and very professional. So, and I mean that in the most respectful way, but I'm also a little bit jealous. I've overturned 50, and I don't think I could do that to this day. So I'm just glad I can keep some up on top. So anyway, I am very excited and I'm honored to be the keynote speaker at today's ceremony. I have sat in this audience over the past several years, and during that time, I have heard some remarkable keynote speakers. More impressive is their message. But I oftentimes wondered if that message isn't hitting their mark, if it isn't being directed to the right crowd, and that is the message that is being sent to the cadets. And I don't fault them at all, because I'm in the same boat. I mean, with the pomp and circumstance of graduation, the excitement of being done, of completing 7 weeks of training, of getting back home to your families, to a common routine, a familiar bed, and then using this training that you've just received to go do the work that you were called to do. And I thank you for that. A few years ago, I confirmed this when I reflected on my own graduation from Phoenix, Arizona. I didn't have the opportunity to go to the Wyoming Academy, but the Phoenix, Arizona Academy was very similar in structure and in mission to the Wyoming Academy. And I retained the pamphlet from that day, and as I went through the cadets and wondered how many, after 20 years, were still in law enforcement. And then I went to that second page and I started following down who the shift sergeant was and the keynote speaker. It was Janet Napolitano. And many of you may not know who she is, but at the time, she was the Attorney General for the state of Arizona. She soon was the governor of the state of Arizona, a very prominent person. But I can't tell you to this day one word she said. And so my goal here today is to hopefully change that. When the Academy called upon me to be the keynote speaker, I asked for a couple requests, and I have to thank Director Bain and your Academy staff for fulfilling those requests. The first is that I asked Director Bain to forego my biography, and I really do appreciate the biography that you put. It came off of our webpage, I believe, for the Sublette County Sheriff's Office. My next request, and I'll get that here in a second, was a wireless microphone, and I'll show you why. Test. Can you still hear me? Thank you, guys. Now, I apologize to the audience because I'm going to turn my back to you, but my message is for the cadets, and I hope that I get that across to them. So, good morning. First and foremost, and I only have three things for you guys, and I'm going to be short, hopefully not too long-winded. But first and foremost, take care of yourselves. In this profession, you will see things and you will experience things that a normal person can't even comprehend, much less come to a peaceful resolve. And over time, realize that these things that you experience can have an effect, a negative effect on you. First of all, I want you to know that this is normal. Even with all the training that you received here at the Academy, we all are still human. And for the most part, we're all wired the same upstairs. We aren't used to seeing violence or harm come to a fellow being, much less deal with a circumstance that is high, intense, rapidly evolving. And the brain, because it's not used to that, it can't quite process, and it doesn't know where to put that information. And what it does is it kind of stuffs it in a drawer that is also responsible for our senses. And this is why so many times that a smell, a taste, a sight, or a sound will trigger these reactions. I also want to let you know that you are not alone. Almost every law enforcement professional that has any time on has experienced this to some level or some degree. But I want you to know if this starts affecting your sleep, if this starts affecting your home life, your family life, if this starts affecting your work, you need to ask for help. And don't be afraid to do that. Every sheriff's office in this state has resources available to you, many of which are free to you. And they will help you to get back to a normally that you once had. So, take care of yourself. Second most important thing is your families. Okay? They are your biggest supporters. To many of them, you are their heroes. They will want to emulate you, and they want to be like you. And as you'll see here, as we hand out those certificates today, there's people in this room. One of the proudest moments of my career was when I got to experience that and hand that certificate to a family member because they decided to follow in my footsteps. Now, your family will have your back through the good, the bad, and the ugly. The important thing here is that the message that I want to send is when they need you, I want you to be present for them. And I'm going to say that again. When your family needs you most, you need to be present for them. And when I say present, I mean the physical presence. That's key and that is important. Now I realize, and you realize this too, because you've just spent 7 weeks at the Academy, that there is sacrifice with this job. Sacrifice that your families made while you were here, sacrifices that you made while you were here where you could react to them. And you experience that every day. We work 24/7. We work shift work. We work holidays, and we work weekends. I'm not saying that there's going to be sacrifice, but there's a reason why we give you vacation, and that's to use it. If you allow it, this job can overtake your life. It can consume you, and it will. So my message is don't allow it to consume you. And I guarantee every administrative supervisor in this building tonight and at your home agencies, if you give them enough time and you ask, hey, my son or my daughter has a baseball game tonight. Can I get a couple hours off to go watch them? They will allow you to do that. So second, take care of your families. Third and last thing, I ask you all to strive to be warriors for peace. You're wondering right now, what does that mean? That means when you strap on that vest, when you don that badge, you become our protectors. You are literally what stands between good and evil. Here at the end of the ceremony, Director Bain is going to stand where I'm at, and he's going to deliver the oath of honor. For the cadets, this first time, you will swear to that oath. For the law enforcement officials in the room, they will reaffirm their oath. When you recite that oath, I want you to listen and understand what those words mean. The first three words of the oath are on my honor. On the honor of your integrity. On the honor of the badge that you wear over your heart. On the honor of the people that you serve and those who you protect. It goes further than that, though. It is the honor of your brothers and sisters that you spent the last 7 weeks with, bleeding with, sweating with, creating bonds, everlasting bonds. To your left and right, it's on their honor. It's on the honor of all those that have come before you. And it is on the honor of those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. And it is the honor of their families that you pick up that shield. You made that conscious decision to get into this profession. And you stand for peace. That is the path of a peaceful warrior. I wish you all long and fulfilling careers in your law enforcement. I hope that 5, 10, 20 years from now, you can walk back through those halls and you can see your picture on the wall. That you pull out this program and you go through those cadets and you wonder, I wonder how many are still in law enforcement. I wonder how many are still at the same agency. And then you get to the front of the inside page and you get down and you see the keynote speaker. I hope that you don't remember my name, but I hope you remember my message. Class, I thank you. I salute you. Godspeed and God bless to every one of you.
Sheriff, thank you for being here today. Thank you for your remarks and what I would consider a rather unique and honorable delivery. How tough is it to turn your back on a large audience like that? As usual, there are individuals within a class who go above and beyond what is asked of them. At this time, we would like to recognize the officers who have distinguished themselves in this basic course. Instructor Robert Lang, would you please come forward to present the Physical Fitness Award?
Thank you, Director Bain. During basic training, the students participate in 24 hours of physical fitness. This includes aerobic, anaerobic, core, strength training, nutrition, and the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. The students are tested physically from the moment they arrive day one, starting at 0700, until their final PT assessment that was done earlier this week. Each assessment includes their maximum number of push-ups, sit-ups in 1 minute, as well as their time for a 1.5-mile run. The top PT award goes to the student who has the highest cumulative percentile score during the final PT assessment based on age and gender. The Physical Fitness Award winner completed the following: 49 sit-ups in 60 seconds, 45 push-ups in 60 seconds, a 1.5-mile run in 13 minutes and 15 seconds. The Physical Fitness Award for Detention Officer Basic 25C 111 goes to Deputy Alexis Romero from the Albany County Sheriff's Office. Mr. Alquist, would you please come forward and give recognition to those who excelled in firearms?
Thank you, Mr. Lang. To prepare for final proficiency scores, Detention Officer Basic students shoot approximately 1,000 handgun rounds at distances of 3 to 15 yards. In order for a student to achieve certification, they must shoot a minimum proficiency score of 80% with their handgun. The WLEA Top Gun Award is given in recognition of an individual's outstanding performance and dedication to firearms excellence. The top shooter in this class shot 100% with their handgun. The WLEA Top Gun Award for Detention Officer Basic 25C 111 goes to Deputy Kevin Hundley from the Fremont County Sheriff's Office. Mr. Millick, would you please come forward and give recognition to those who excelled in academics?
Thank you, Mr. Alquist. The students are tested continuously as they progress their basic training. They must meet established minimum requirements in order to receive their certificate of successful completion. Specifically, they must pass 5 examinations worth a total of 1,205 points. The top academic award goes to that student who achieved the highest academic cumulative average throughout the Detention Officer Basic. The top academic student in this class had an average of 97.01% over the course of basic training. Out of 1,205 total points available, this officer scored 1,168.99. The academic award for Detention Officer Basic 25C 111 goes to Deputy Alexis Romero from the Albany County Sheriff's Office. Each class elects a spokesperson to represent their class at graduation to share their collective thoughts and experiences from the training. Classes may also choose to complete a class project. At this time, I'd like to invite up class speaker, Deputy Travis Webb from the Teton County Sheriff's Office, and the class project coordinator, Deputy Bianca Gomez from the Natrona County Sheriff's Office.
Good morning, all. For our class project, we collectively came together and we got a big fan for the gym, and we got a banner for the day room downstairs. It has our names and our counties on there. Big help to Romero and Graham for putting it together.
Sheriff Lear, thank you. It's going to be kind of hard to follow that, but I appreciate your advice. Instructors, thank you for your support and help through this academy. To be honest, I'm a little surprised that my class elected me to be class speaker. I'm sure a few of them thought I'd do a good job, but I think it was mostly out of mischief. So as my class sits here and respectfully and quietly listens to me, and without the ability to stop me, just remember you did this to yourselves. To the family and friends who are here to support us, thank you for coming. And remember that this is a product of your loved ones, not a product of me. In the mid part of the 19th century, there was a young boy with multiple health disorders. He had severe asthma, which would cause asthma attacks would last anywhere from hours to days. That led him almost to the point of being suffocated on multiple occasions. His immune system was weak, resulting in frequent illness. These combined issues kept him indoors and bedridden, where he was forced to spend much of his childhood. In addition to these health issues, Nearsightedness made it difficult for him to read books and pass the time, and he struggled with digestive issues that resulted in frequent bouts of diarrhea and gastrointestinal distress that lasted throughout his life. These issues forced him to limit his diet and again resulted in many days of being bedridden. At the age of 12, the boy's father built him an indoor gym, complete with weights and gymnastic equipment. The boy worked hard, and within a year, he became healthy enough that asthma never again seriously infected his life. At the age of 14, he began boxing, and by the time he was 18 years old, he was able to leave his home, attend Harvard, and obtain a bachelor's degree within 4 years. Later in life, he would command the 1st Volunteer Regiment in the Spanish-American War, which would later posthumously earn him the Congressional Medal of Honor. He would publish at least 35 books, win the Nobel Peace Prize, and hold the office of the President of the United States for 2 terms, where he would be responsible for the creation of the Panama Canal, the U.S. Forest Service, 5 national parks, 18 national monuments, and 150 national forests, resulting in the protection of over 230 million acres of public land. Theodore Roosevelt had the opportunity to let life break him, but President Roosevelt determined at a young age that he would overcome his trials and live a complete life. Although many of us may never live to do what Teddy Roosevelt did, we can all learn and implement the lessons he taught us through his example. 2 of the lessons are grit and resilience. Webster's dictionary defines grit as a firmness of mind or spirit, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. It defines resilience as an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. So what does it take us to develop this kind of strength? Let me offer 5 simple suggestions. Step number 1, build the right mindset. When I think of building the right mindset, I think of the warrior ethos. The warrior ethos states, I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. And I will never leave a fallen comrade. Now, I understand that law enforcement is not the military. However, I believe these same principles still apply. This is not a normal job. To be successful, we must develop that same sense of firmness of mind and spirit, an unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. That's grit. It's the quiet determination that keeps us pushing forward when others would stop. And just as important, we must build and practice resilience, the ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. This applies not only to our work, but also to our personal lives. Our families need us to be involved and steady. The career is not easy on marriages and families. There will be moments when quitting feels easier. It will take both grit and resilience, the same determination and adaptability to hold strong and keep our families together. Make the decision now to be resilient. Do it for yourself. Do it for the people you love. Do it for those who look to you to be their rock when everything else falls apart. Resolve that you will not give up, not on them, not on yourself, and you'll do whatever it takes to stand firm when life gets hard. Step number 2, build discipline. There's no other way to say it. It's one thing to have the mindset, but it's another to put that mindset into action. It takes work. Learn to do the things that are necessary, especially when they're the last things you want to do. Remember, no one wants to get up in the morning, no one wants to study, and no one wants to work out. Your discipline is one of the traits that separate you from most everyone else in the world today. Simply having the desire is not enough. Desire fades, but discipline, steady, consistent, unyielding, it's what remains. Discipline is what turns grit into action. It's the quiet force that drives us to keep improving, to stay professional, and to rise above the fatigue and frustration. In the long run, discipline is a true measure of our character. Step number 3, find your purpose. Why do you do what you do? If you simply do what you're doing for a paycheck, you're not going to get as far in this career as you otherwise would. My purpose, the thing that fuels my grit and my desire, or my grit and my resilience, is twofold. It's my family, for one, providing the living that I need to for them and being there for them. And the other is that one person who I will be called upon to help one day, that only I will be able to help. So again, I ask, what is your purpose? Maybe your purpose is to become the professional that others turn to for guidance, serving your community in the best way possible, or just being the best version of yourselves. Whatever it is, find that permanent purpose and pursue it with firmness of mind and unwavering resolve. Purpose gives meaning to grit and direction to resilience. Step number 4, build a support network. This badge gets heavy, and regardless of how strong each of us may be, none of us can carry it alone. We will all face things that will test our resolve, and having people we can talk to, people we can trust, is vital. Your support system might come from family, friends, peers, chaplains, mentors, or counselors. For many of us, that foundation begins with faith in God. Faith is more than a belief. It's trust in Him and His strength. He provides when ours isn't enough. It's what helps us move forward when the path isn't clear, and what gives us peace when everything around us feels uncertain. Remember, leaning on others and on God is not weakness, it's resilience in action. It is how we recover, find balance, and stay grounded through the hardest moments of this career in our lives. When we offer that same support and encouragement to others, we strengthen not only ourselves, but our entire team. Step number 5, leave work at work. When your shift ends, leave work at work. There are exceptions to this. Sheriffs, game wardens, special response teams must always be on call, but even they get opportunities to leave work at work. There is no excuse for us to not be able to come home and be home. It is a critical component to being able to survive this career. Do not let this job become your identity. At the end of the day, this is still a job, and we must be able to separate ourselves from it. Trust me, I've been there. There was a time when I thought this work identified who I was, and it became a serious issue. Go home, have an outlet, recharge. Do things and spend time with people who remind you of who you are outside of this uniform. That recovery, that ability to bounce back and find balance is resilience. And helping others to do the same builds stronger, more grounded teams. The people and communities we serve need us to operate at our 100%. We can't reach that level if we never rest. Take care of yourself, stay disciplined, and keep your mindset sharp so that when that one person that only you can help needs you, you can be there. Teddy Roosevelt had every excuse to let life beat him, but he chose to act and not be acted upon. Each of us can make the same choice. Build the right mindset, stay disciplined, live with purpose, lean on your support network, keep your balance, be the calm in the storm, the one that others can depend on. We wish to express our profound gratitude to the families and friends who have come here today to support us. We recognize the sacrifice it takes for you to allow us to do what we're doing. The work in which you are doing is the most important. Remember, no success will ever compensate for failure in the home. To all the instructors and staff at the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy, we thank you. We recognize that your job is difficult, and we thank you for striving to help us to be better. Remember, strength is not the absence of struggle, it's a decision to keep going. I hope that we can always find it within ourselves to keep going. Congratulations, class. I give you all my confidence and support and wish you luck in your careers.
Thank you, class, for your project, your donation to the future classes that will attend the Academy. Thank you, Deputy Webb, for your remarks on behalf of your class. Very well done. We now move on to our final award. In every class, there is a student who distinguishes themselves through their exemplary work and efforts. They strive to become the best of the best within their class and their chosen profession. As a form of recognition, the Academy has established the Honor Graduate Award for the one student who continually performed to their best of their abilities. Mr. Steele and Mr. Lawrence, would you please come forward to give recognition to the nominated students and present the Honor Graduate Award.
Thank you, Director Bain. The Honor Graduate Award is the highest honor the Academy presents to a student graduating from a Wyoming Law Enforcement Basic Course. In order to be eligible to receive this award, a student must be nominated by a member of the instructional staff. It is not a popularity contest. It is an honor just to be nominated. Once the officer is nominated, a very comprehensive and objective point system is used to assess the nominee's performance while attending the basic. The specific areas evaluated are the student's academic scores, proficiency in firearms, custody control, and physical fitness. And in addition to this, students are assessed in the following 6 areas of professional citizenship: leadership, effort, cooperation, initiative, attitude, and improvement. In alphabetical order will the following deputies, please come forward to receive your merit award in recognition of your nomination. From the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Kevin Hunley. From the Sublette County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Spencer Magnuson. From the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Coulter Vieweg. The Honor Graduate Award recognizes the one student in each basic who exemplifies all the attributes of a professional detention officer and who performed exceptionally in all phases of training. In addition to receiving a plaque and with the intent to encourage a recipient beyond today's recognition, the Honor Graduate will receive a $500 scholarship for any advanced training offered here at WLEA. It's a long-standing tradition that the audience stand while we announce the Honor Graduate Award. Would you please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, the Honor Graduate Award for Detention Officer Basic 25C 111 goes to Coulter Vieweg from the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. Please be seated. At this time, we will award graduation certificates.
I have a question about the fan. Can the future basics use that for OC? Or is it just for the gym? It's an awful big fan. Thank you. The staff here at WLA congratulate you, Detention Officer Basic 25C 111, for completing your basic training. We started this journey just a few short weeks ago, and today we have arrived. On behalf of the class and Academy staff, we'd like to thank the many Wyoming law enforcement agencies and associations across the state who partner with us to provide the best possible training so that these new officers have what they need to do their jobs competently, reasonably, and safely. The Wyoming Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs of Police, the Wyoming Peace Officers Association, the Wyoming Law Enforcement Chaplains Association, and the Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission are a few of the many who regularly devote expertise, financial assistance, and manpower to assist us in accomplishing our mission, and we thank you. The Academy would also like to recognize the families of these men and women who themselves willingly sacrifice in so many ways so that their loved one can protect their communities. These officers cannot do what they do without you. We know you have taken care of things these last several weeks so your loved one could be here and study their craft. The Academy thanks you for your sacrifice, and we appreciate you. Detention Officer Basic 25C 111, you have spent the last several weeks constantly engaged in activities that forced you to learn, apply, and creatively adapt the basic concepts of a law enforcement detention professional and achieve outcomes. At the same time, we've immersed you in a culture that demands initiative, resolve, accountability, and integrity, which is the same environment you're now returning to work in. You're here today because you have demonstrated a basic level of functionality in the 5 core competencies that we measure, which in and of itself is an achievement to celebrate. Our challenge to you now is that you continue learning, continue practicing, and continue striving to become a masterful detention officer, because this is the expectation of both your agency as well as your community. Director Bain, I recommend the awarding of certificates to the successful completion for the Wyoming Post-approved 310-hour Detention Officer Basic Course 25C 111. We practiced this 4 times yesterday. There we go. They did really good in practice yesterday. It was great. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need to come down and take pictures and do whatever you need to do, please, we will be more than happy to accommodate you. We have quite a bit of time left in the day. We are fortunate today to have several special presenters with us. These people are the family members of a graduate who themselves are currently serving or have served in law enforcement. Our first special presenter has served 10 years with the Platte County Sheriff's Office. Here to present her nephew certificate, please help me welcome retired communications officer Carmen Cafild. And from the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Justin N. Arenas. From the Park County Sheriff's Office, Deputy William A. Cornell. Our next special presenter has served with the Campbell County Sheriff's Office for 16 years. Here to present his sister's certificate, please help me welcome Corporal Richard Lang. And from the Campbell County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Danielle J. Decline. From the Sweetwater County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Kara F. Folks. From the Natrona County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Bianca K. Gomez. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Kylie E. Graham. From the Park County Sheriff's Office, Deputy James A. Greenfield. From the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Devin R. Hundley. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Dante P. Jacobson. From the Albany County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Matthew R. LeBlanc. From the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Jacoby L. Little. From the Laramie County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Bridger W. Long. From the Sublette County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Spencer J. Magnuson. Our next special presenter has served 6 years with the Fremont County Sheriff's Office. Here to present her son's certificate, please help me welcome Communications Officer Shauna Prather. And from the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Devin R. Navanjas. Our next special presenter served 10 years with the Lander Police Department and 16 with the Riverton Police Department. Here to present his daughter's certificate, please help me welcome retired Captain Wes Romero. And from the Albany County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Alexis P. Romero. Our next special presenter has served with the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office for 6 years. Here to present his son's certificate, please help me welcome Deputy Shane Vieweg. And also from the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Coulter S. Vieweg. Our final special presenter served for 36 years with the Idaho Falls, Idaho Police Department. Here to present his niece's certificate, please help me welcome retired Sergeant Alan Hall. And from the Sublette County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Joanne L. Walkinshaw. And from the Teton County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Travis W. Webb.
Just about there. Wes, you know, it may be some indicators when people are presenting certificates to their children of people that I taught in the academy when they first came through. I would just like to take a moment, if I might. This detention officer group had the fortunate experience to have an adjunct instructor for firearms that has been with the Academy for over 25 years. John Martin had a long and distinguished career both in the military as well as law enforcement, to include LA County Sheriff's Office, the Department of Corrections for Wyoming, and also the Niobrara County Sheriff's Office. Unfortunately, just after John was here on a morning helping this group with firearms, he went to Casper to do some shopping before he returned home on Lusk, had a medical emergency, and by 11 o'clock that evening was determined to be brain dead from a brain clot. I can think of no other experience that was beneficial to this group when you talk about Deputy Webb and his comments related to resiliency and grit that was better demonstrated by John Martin. I think that it made these people better officers to experience and to rub shoulders with a person of that caliber and those character traits. The greatest sadness that I have, other than missing John, is that the future students at the Academy will not have that same experience. Would you please join me just in a moment of silence for John and his family? Thank you. Now, words mean everything to us in law enforcement. For example, the difference between may and shall has significant meaning in statutes. Merely changing the word or to an and within a sentence has dramatic impact on the elements of a crime. Specific words such as high morals, solid character, and unwavering integrity are often used to describe the requirements of detention officers in both their professional and personal lives. But isn't it ironic that the words that we use to describe those critical traits of a detention officer cannot really be taught here at the Academy. We have taught you skills, processes, laws, and procedures. We cannot, however, teach you morality. We cannot teach you integrity. We cannot teach honesty or ethical character. While we have done our best to show you their importance and discuss the tragic consequences of their absence, ultimately the traits you possess and use are those that you brought with you the very first day you arrived here. Class, I encourage you to put as much effort into maintaining your character as you did into learning the skills taught here at the Academy. Law enforcement is constantly under the public's watchful eye, and rightly so, largely due to the ethical lapses of a few officers. When one officer chooses a path of negative action or behaviors, that choice often affects all of us. That poor choice may tarnish the badge that many have worked so hard to uphold. So now, as a public affirmation of your commitment to uphold the high standards required of our law enforcement profession, I'm going to ask that you swear to the Law Enforcement Oath of Honor. And I also invite all the sworn law enforcement officers who are present in our audience today to voluntarily participate. That means together, Wyoming's veteran officers and our state's newest detention officers will seal their commitment in front of these witnesses to perform our jobs ethically, honorably, and with integrity. Veteran officers in our audience today, if you wish to reaffirm your oath, I would ask you to please stand. Class, please stand. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, nor the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our own actions. I will always uphold the Constitution and the community I serve. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the graduates of Detention Officer Basic 25C 111. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our formal ceremony. Thank you for coming. Please drive safely going home. We have refreshments in our cafeteria that we would invite you to.